All right, welcome back, everyone, to Lakers Latest. I hope you guys have had a good first couple days of the week. It is Wednesday, October 8th. I can't believe that. It's crazy already. We're about, I believe, 12 days away from the NBA season starting. Obviously, we still got a couple weeks of preseason left. At least 10 to 12 days. But yeah, a lot going on. As always, I come to you from Studio City, California, where it's nighttime. Going to be doing a lot more nighttime stuff. Just because I'm busy during the day. But yeah, so coming to you from Studio City, it's about 70 degrees out, super nice, hot, no more heat. But yeah, Dodgers. Actually, I forgot. Dodgers were down 3-1 the seventh. I actually am gonna take a second to look at that right now, so I can get you guys on that. Okay, it's 8-1. Never mind. We're just gonna pretend that game didn't happen. So the Dodgers are down 8-1. They were about to go down 2-1. And yeah, a little bit more preseason basketball this week. And then we're right around the corner to Lakers regular season. So honestly, can't wait. Let's get started. And what else is there to get started with than LeBron? A lot of things we'll talk about LeBron today, but I mean, first and foremost, I talked last time about the decision part 2. Woo! And kind of what it could mean. What were the reasons for it? Like, what could it mean? Is he really going to announce his retirement? Is he going to announce that he's going to retire at the end of the season? Like, tickets skyrocketed. They literally, I think the last game of the season was like $90, and it went to, I think, like $440 or something insane like that, just based off this baseless presumption that LeBron's either going to retire, not retire, but retire at the end of the season, and you have a farewell tour. Now, I did also say that I could see LeBron doing that, and honestly, I still could, but obviously, that's not what the decision part 2 is. If anyone didn't see it, it's just an ad for Hennessy. That's all it is. It's a campaign. I don't know why any of us should be surprised, because this is the 21st century, and that's just stuff like that happens. But I think basically, I just personally don't understand why LeBron did it now. It's kind of, I personally think, a distraction to the rest of the team, especially in a time where you should be trying to get to know your teammates and, building chemistry with them. Obviously, you can't build the chemistry on the court because he's hurt right now. But I don't know, just it's kind of a strange time to do it. Like, I feel like if he was going to do it, it would have made more sense to do it like a month ago or, earlier in the summer, maybe sometime in July. Like, it's just like bad logistics. I think it's bad timing. It doesn't really look good on LeBron. I'm like, why? You shouldn't be focusing on this. Get healthy and focus on the season. But it is what it is. Again, I don't know why people really tried to convince themselves that this was something like super important when it just wasn't. So yeah, let's get that out of the way. But more importantly, the more important news on LeBron is that it was announced that he's going to be out all preseason. Now again, this is LeBron James. This is arguably the greatest basketball player ever lived. Yes, he's 41. I always forget if he's 40 or 41. He's 40 or 41 years old. He's doing things that no one in the history of the NBA has done at this age. The guy's like basically a cyborg. So like personally, like I'm not really too worried about LeBron, the fact that he's getting no preseason basketball and he's LeBron James. The unfortunate thing about it, though, is since he's not really even going to be able to practice too much at training camp with the guys, he's not really going to have that chance to develop. And, I mean, who gets to know has got everyone off the court, but he's not really going to have that on-court chance to develop that chemistry with all, like, the new teammates, with the teammates that are coming back. But most importantly, with Luka Doncic. I've said it time and time again. If they're going anywhere this season, it will be on the back of LeBron James and Luka Doncic. Now, I'm not worried at all. It just you were kind of hoping to see them in preseason a little bit before the regular season started. Hopefully they can find their groove. But at the end of the day, you have arguably the greatest player of all time and a top 3, top 5 player in the NBA in Luka Doncic right now. So I still have all the faith in the world in them. I obviously can't wait to see how they look together in a full season with Luka in the best shape of his life. LeBron obviously super motivated. Whether this is going to be his last season or not, he's going to be super motivated to give it everything he has for the Lakers, especially if this could potentially, could be the last season in the NBA or just the last season with the Lakers, and then perhaps he moves on elsewhere for probably one season at most. But yeah, it's not ideal. But at the end of the day, like I said, it is LeBron James. So I'm not too worried about it. I think I would have just kind of liked to see like, hey, like Smart out there with LeBron and those guys. But we'll see that in the regular season. So the good news is that he is fully expected to be ready by the time the regular season starts. So as much as obviously we wanted to see him in the preseason play with Luka and those guys, he's 41 years old. Just get healthy and be ready to go for the season. So that is all on the LeBron front. I promise. Let's move on to bigger and brighter things. All right, Luka Doncic. So Luka obviously got back from Eurobasket a couple, like 2-3 weeks ago after an unbelievable performance. He hasn't played in preseason yet either. It's not because he's hurt or anything. It's just because there's no real reason to have him in these games just yet. I think he will probably get in a couple games for sure, maybe start, but I wouldn't expect him to play an insane amount in the preseason, especially with LeBron out. It's like the most important thing for me was for it to see him develop that chemistry with LeBron. And even though obviously you want him to get to play with his other teammates too, he's definitely doing that in training camp. They're getting there, and guys like Aiden and all the other new guys, Smart, and we'll get a good idea of what Luka is going to do for them. But yeah, so one thing Luka did do is he took all the Lakers to what's called like the Porsche Day experience at the racetrack, where I think he like paid for them to all try like 3 different Porsche cars, and honestly, that sounds sick. I would love to do that. That would be so much fun. But look, like at the end of the day, it's just good to see Luka consistently going out of his way to do these things. He's obviously him and LeBron are the leaders of this team, but we talked about it time and time again. LeBron's probably gone after this season. Again, not guaranteed, and I'm not talking about like he's either retiring, he's going to go elsewhere, or maybe he'll come back to the Lakers. But we don't know what the future is, and even if LeBron does decide to come back, it'll probably be for like one season at absolute best. So like it's important for Luka to be a leader on this team, both on the court and off the court. And when you're just consistently, going out of your way to do nice things for your teammates, and pay for all these things and build this chemistry off the court, it's just gonna make them wanting to play with each other, them enjoying each other that much more, having more chemistry on the court, offensively, defensively. You get like the better you know your teammates, and this is really for anyone that plays sports. Like it might be a professional sports, but it's still the same concept. Like you want to be friends with your teammates, you want to know them well, that way you can be comfortable with them on and off the court. So at the end of the day, it's great to see Luka just kind of continuing that upward trajectory of being a leader and knowing that he really is the face of the franchise now. And he understands that obviously on the court, you want to play your best, you want to, you know, have that Lakers brand and show them that you're that guy on the court. But you also have to understand that off the court, you be this leader and do these things. So it's great to see that. All right, next topic. All right, so now we're talking about Daniel Gafford. So Daniel Gafford, I can't remember, I saw an article that he could potentially be a trade option for the Lakers. We'll see. I mean, obviously the Mavericks also have Derek Lively, who's a really solid young player. But yeah, Gafford's a really interesting guy. Again, kind of similar to the Walker Kessler, Mitchell Robinson defensive rebounding guys. But he's a really solid player, very good defender, good rebounder. He actually, I think he averaged around 12.5 points this year, which is the most points I think he's ever averaged in a season. So kind of getting better as a player. Really good defensive option, very versatile option, a guy that can play probably next to Aiden, a guy that can back him up, or a guy that certainly can play next to LeBron, Luka. He's obviously played with Luka before, very successfully in Dallas. So there's already that natural comfortability for your most important player, and a guy that, if that was the case where the Lakers were going to pursue a trade for Daniel Gafford, like I certainly think Luka Doncic would give a stamp of approval. If you look at their numbers on the court together, they were really good. Like they played really well together, and I think he is, a guy especially because we don't know if Ayton is going to be a part of this team after this year. I mean, we have to see. Obviously, give him a chance, see how it goes. He's a guy that could certainly fit into the future, and a guy that, again, we've already seen him pair up very nicely with Luka Doncic. So yeah, he's a guy to keep an eye on. Like again, like I don't think these trade, like at this point the season starts in 12 days, barring an insane trade, like Giannis to the Knicks trade. I'm not going to go into that. I'll go into that at the very end, just my general thoughts on it. But yeah, barring something like that, I think the roster's pretty set. I think as the season goes along, we'll hear more rumors, and then potentially if things are going bad and they feel like they need to make a trade, or if things are going good and then they wait till the deadline, there's going to be moves eventually. So we'll see what happens there. So last thing, Marcus Smart, just JJ Redick was just talking about how good he looks. He said, looks great, looks comfortable. He just looks really good, and they're really happy with kind of how he's performed so far and how he's played in practice. Now, obviously, he hasn't played in a preseason game yet. I expect him to play. He's not hurt, so again, he is a veteran, so maybe he's just getting those legs together, getting comfortable before it. Like at the end of the day, like a guy like Marcus Smart doesn't need to play in every preseason game. If he plays in 2 out of 5 preseason games, that's fine. Like even if he plays 10, 15 minutes, like you just throw him out there, he's good to go. We see he's ready, he's healthy. That's all we need to know. Put him in bubble wrap till the regular season, especially a guy with the injury history that he has. But yeah, JJ just talked about his communication and leadership, and how it's just going to be such an asset to the team. You can see it even on the court, both kind of, talking to people and having that communication, also taking guys under his wing. So, yeah, look, Smart's won a championship for a reason. He's won a Defensive Player of the Year for the reason. He's going to be a huge part of this Lakers team. He's going to be that guy that's going to defend the other team's best, certainly their best guard and wings at time too. So he's just going to be a huge part of this team. So it's great to hear that he's looking good and that it's all looking, all systems go. So yeah, super excited about that. Very last tip is just my thought. This whole Giannis thing, we'll see. I mean, maybe the Lakers could get involved down the road. They certainly have some pieces, although probably not all pieces to get a deal done with Giannis. But my thoughts on that are just this. Knicks front office is airtight. They don't leak anything. Gives Bucks no reason to leak it, which leads me to believe the only thing is Giannis's camp leaked it. It's the only thing that makes sense to me. So who knows? Maybe the Lakers get involved down the road. I think Giannis is going nowhere, but that is something to keep an eye on as the season goes along, whether the Bucks are doing good and whether he were to actually become available or not. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But we are so close to the regular season, guys, and yeah, just can't wait. I'll catch you guys later.